a point or a cue? Good afternoon, everybody. We want to welcome you into Junior LC8 football, our first weekend here in 2024, covering it in our second season of Junior LC8 football, 5th and 6th grade tackle football here in Lorain County. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Max Drummond. Great to have you along with us as we get this season started. I'll have my color commentary partner, Jared Viancourt, joining me momentarily as we get ready for the first matchup of our doubleheader this afternoon with the Black River Pirates and the Wellington Dukes right here from the home of the Firelands Falcons. Jared, great to have you along. After getting the season started last night, we're continuing with the future of the Friday Night Lights right here.
Max, thank you for having me. Yes, it's a great day for football, a great first week in the LC8, and this should be an exciting action between Wellington and Black River. Black River made to the semifinals last year in the playoffs, ultimately lost to Columbia, who went on to win the championship for the LCA. So this should be an exciting battle for these youngsters.
It certainly is, and we also saw Wellington in their own right last season make it a first-round victory in the playoffs. But with 5th and 6th grade groups, it turns into almost a whole new look, whole new roster. So we're going to be seeing maybe a few familiar names from last season, but certainly a lot of new names as well. And we just had our captains out for the coin toss, and now each team is heading towards their respective sideline. You're with us here on YouTube on the Lorain County Sports Network, as last night you may have seen one of our two games that we broadcasted, either Northwestern at Keystone, or maybe you saw Westlake at Midview. And this right here is the future of what you're going to be seeing on those Friday night streams. And we're so excited to bring it to you this season, as it wouldn't be possible without some of our sponsors as well. Jamie's Carpet Shop, who was the exclusive sponsor last season and helped us get this off the ground. And just a big thank you to them for coming back and being a part of it. They've got multiple locations in Elyria, Amherst, and Sandusky. Jamie's Carpet Shop, shopping made simple. Also included in our sponsors this season, Lorain County Prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson. He wants to remind you, stay safe, Lorain County. Also, Semper Fi Plumbing. Uncommon service is a common virtue with Semper Fi Plumbing. Give them a call at 440-787-9138 for all of your plumbing needs. Also, Brian Baker for Commissioner, as that's Baker for Commissioner on November 5th. Also, Chris Kepp of Slimans in Amherst. Need a Jeep? Call Chris Kepp at 440-420-0681. Zabo Apparel, they are responsible for all of our gear and apparel that we wear out to these events. So big thank you to them over on Liberty Avenue in Vermilion. Be game ready all year long with Zabo Apparel. And finally, Rich Resendez for Sheriff on November 5th. So a big thank you to all of them for being a part of this and having faith in us. You'll also see their logos in the top left corner of your screen. So make sure to keep an eye on that and support them here this fall and moving forward for making this possible. Now, as we get ready for the game, we'll jump into our starting lineups, and I'll throw it over to Jared as he has Wellington's roster.
Wellington is head coached by Tim Dietrich. He is assisted by Jason Dumke, Daryl Bosman, and Stefan Gardner. For the youngsters, Lincoln Derrick, Emmers Dumke, Hunter Porter, Tristan Kent and Emery Kent, Caden Gardner, Jordan Wiseman, Clayton Scarvelli, Gabriel Reese, Tyler Geray, Jackson Dent, Carson Gardner, Benson Delzer, Mason Alexander, Michael Chavez, Everett Abbey, Ryder Galloway, Levi Bozeman, and Zachary Floyd.
So that was your Wellington Dukes, who will be on defense to start this game. And then as for Black River, we'll start with head coach Anthony O'Connor. Also, his assistants include Michael Stewart, Jonathan Russell, James Cantley, and Kevin Walter. Then on to the players. Troy Davis, number 1. Caden Walsh, number 3. Michael Diaz has number 4. Anthony James O'Connor is number 5. Then Caden Rodriguez wearing number 6. Number 7, Jackson Bacon. Number 8, Jonathan Russell Jr. Cooper Stewart, number 9. Aiden Payne, number 11. Turner Walter, number 13. Bryson Fay, one of the captains, number 15. Trent White, number 18. Merle Klein Jr. is number 20. Then number 21 is Carter Frost. Next up, Cody Cassidy, number 22. Lincoln Ford, number 23. Dylan Ferris, number 24. Number 27, Xander Sanchez. Number 40, Mason Mangan. Number 53, James McClure. And Tristan Evans, number 55, as well as Jasper Landrum, number 70. Bentley Perry, number 72. Trenton Evans, number 75. And Xavier Perry is wearing number 78. As we now get into our first offensive play of the game. Motion coming here for Black River, and that's going to be a run around the left side, as that's the 5 of Anthony James O'Connor. We'll call him James here, as he's pushed out of bounds at around the 41-yard line.
And just like the high school guys, these youngsters are excited to get their season started, getting some first nerve jitters out of the way. And what a beautiful day here at Firelands High School. 84 degrees, feels like 85. Just a 5-mile-per-hour wind. It is beautiful here in Lorain County.
That's right, bordering on a scorcher and not really a cloud in sight. So these youngsters, let's hope their conditioning program paid off for them here leading up to this first game, as now they'll reconvene in the huddle. And as a standard procedure, no kickoffs just yet, but they start every drive at the 35. And with around 8.5 minutes to go, Black River will get up there in a pistol formation at the 40-yard line. As we see O'Connor bringing a man in motion, and it's going to go to his right behind him, and the Pirates are going to be forced to fall on that one.
And I don't think the quarterback for Black River, Anthony O'Connor, was looking at the snap, and that's why that fumbled and Black River has been moved back.
That's right, and Turner Walter, the halfback, able to jump on it there for the Pirates, as It is always interesting when you add in a little bit more complex offense, whether it even as motioning at the youth level, it can add a whole new element here. So we'll see what they have in store on 3rd and long. And we'll have a stoppage in play from the officials. And last season we did see Black River have a very effective ground game, so we'll see if they do try with that here or if they elect to go to the air. Another motion. It's timed up this time. O'Connor drops back. He's going to load up after a couple of pump fakes, and it's caught, hauled in at around midfield, and that'll be an easy first down for Black River, hauled in by number 11.
And that was a great catch by Aiden Payne, and an even better throw by Anthony O'Connor, going downfield, triple coverage, and able to move the chains.
Make a good point there. That was not an easy, that was not an uncontested catch by any means. As now Wellington will have to find themselves around midfield, almost having to defend their own territory just 2 minutes into the ball game. Now we'll see a quick substitution, as entering the game for the Dukes is the 44 of Mason Alexander, as he will be a part of that front line.
What's interesting about this Wellington staff is all of them are 6th graders except for Ryder Galloway. He's the only 5th grader on this Duke squad.
Wow, and that leads to a great amount of continuity, so we'll see if that can pay off for them here this afternoon. Now a sweep by the quarterback around the right side. O'Connor makes one man miss, dragging defenders ahead, and that's going to be a very nice first down pickup.
And Black River did a good job of finding a hole on that right side, able to gain 8.
So now they'll set up at the 42-yard line on the right hash, already moving into Wellington territory as we're getting close to the 6-minute mark here in this opening quarter, as they are 9-minute quarters here at the 5th and 6th grade level.
And we'll try to get the numbers as best we can, folks. It's easier to see Wellington's numbers because they have a maroon jersey, but for Black River being yellow and white, it's very hard to see their numbers, so we'll do the best we can to point out each and every player.
That's right, very bright colors on top of each other. And speaking of on top of each other, this formation, a little misdirection here, but it won't go anywhere. Great play there by the Wellington defense.
And that was Carson Gardner on the tackle, able to stop that run and push the Black Rivers back into a 3rd and short.
He shot upfield and took down Turner Walter, who was able to save the drive at the beginning by recovering that fumble. Right there, loses around 2. So now this will set up a 3rd and 4 for this Pirates offense. And last time they were in third down, we saw them go to the air. Maybe we see them do that again.
So far, 1 for 1 on this drive in third down conversions. And that's how you become one of the good teams, is being able to convert on third down. Let's see if the Pirates can do that right now.
That's right. So they will be in shotgun here. 2 receivers out left. Tight end and receiver out to the right. Motion man, but we will have our first penalty of the game. And they're going to hit the Pirates with a false start. And it looked like the receivers may have been a little jumpy there.
And they might have thought to go on just a normal count instead of a 2 or 3 count. Maybe that's what triggered that false start. But anyway, now it's a 3rd and long for the Pirates.
And now we'll see if this ends up being a better circumstance for them, as they were able to convert on their last 3rd and long. But I see what you mean there. 3rd and 4, if they were able to draw Wellington, would have been an automatic first down without even having to run the play. So we'll see what they have in store here, as same formation as when they lined up a play ago. Snap is back, and O'Connor's going to take it around the right side. He's had success on these QB sweeps, and he's going to break 2 tackles, be dragged down. Are they going to give him the first down? Yes, they will. Far side official will give him the 39-yard line.
And that was a great block on that right side by Turner Walter, able to clear a path for the quarterback, Anthony O'Connor. And what a great QB sneak and run for the Pirates.
And so far, he's shown the ability with his arm and his legs, and especially at this youth level, that's such a dangerous combination. As a defender, you have enough hard time as it is dealing with a good running back. That's a great athlete, but the quarterback just adds a whole nother level of preparation. Now under 4 minutes to go here in this opening quarter from Firelands High School. Big thank you to them for hosting, as we will see the Firelands youth team up next in our second game of our doubleheader against Keystone. Back here, though, we have Black River snapping the ball, but there was some miscommunication there, as I think a couple linemen and a couple receivers moved before the ball was snapped. So now,
second false start penalty for the Pirates on this drive.
And certainly something we expect to see not only at the high school level but at the youth level, working out the kinks and just kind of getting everybody up to game speed, because you can only simulate it so much in a scrimmage.
Especially, there's always that one penalty that really stumps a team. For instance, on our stream last night with Keystone and Northwestern, Northwestern had a lot of holding penalties, and it looks like the Pirates have already had a lot of false start penalties. Let's see if they can clean it up, though.
That's right. And in the meantime, 1st down and 15 to go here for the Pirates, and a little bit of delay on the give-off, but it's going to be out in space. We see a flag come down, but right now he's still on the move. That's going to be the 40 of Mason Mangan, as he made some nice moves there to get some yardage back. However, it was only made possible because of a holding, it appears.
And like I just said, Max, holding it trembled the Huskies last night, and now it trembles the Pirates, and they're going to be pushed back first and a long one.
That's right, as now they'll be all the way back to midfield. And I guess one positive you can take out of this, or a silver lining, is that we're under 3 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter, as Black River's offense is just being methodical and doing what they want. It is, in fact, 1st and 20 now. So we will see how they choose to respond. But, for this Black River offense, they've had no problem hitting the edges, and they have a lot of space over towards that right hash now. I wonder if we'll see them take advantage of that. Pistol formation, running back behind O'Connor and a running back to his left, as they will fake a reverse, and it's going to stay with the original motion man, and that's a modest gain of around 3. So now with around 2 minutes remaining, they'll set up at the 47 of Wellington.
And number 10 ran that for Black River. Unfortunately, we don't have a number 10 on our roster.
Either way, he gets them a starting point here, as they needed a positive play of some kind. They were able to get one there. And now we'll see how they respond to a second and long. And this Wellington defense, they have a lot of space to defend now. We'll see if O'Connor elects to use his arm. And it'll be a draw this time as the young Turner Walter gets upfield around the left side, trucks over a defender, and falls ahead to the 40.
And that was a great run by Turner Walter for the Pirates. And the Pirates doing a good job in the run game here early.
Right there, the only line of defense between him and possibly a few more yards was Jackson Dent of Wellington, and he paid for it on the stop, but it was still a good form-up tackle to prevent it and force this 3rd and long.
And now let's see if Anthony O'Connor can air one out deep and get the first down for the Pirates. He only has one pass attempt. It was a completion. Would love to see him air it out, get the passing game going for the Pirates on this drive.
That's right, and these receivers have had to do a lot of blocking, so we'll maybe reward them for their efforts here in the opening quarter. They'll set up 2 receivers outright, and they'll have a receiver left, as well as Walter to the side of O'Connor in the backfield. And he's going to fake it to Walter, keeping himself around the left side, makes one man miss, and he's going to be dragged down at the 35. So now Black River is in a tough spot here, as obviously you're not going to see kicking of any kind here, but it's 4th and intermediate from the 35.
And that was a good stop there from the Dukes Ryder Galloway, and I think Black River is going to go for it here.
As our rules last year, and they likely are to carry over, they were able to do walk-out punts instead of actual punting. So we will get a timeout from Black River as they go over their decision here. And with 44 seconds remaining, we will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back on the Lorain County Sports Network. Welcome back into Firelands High School Stadium here, as we are in the midst of a 0-0 ball game at the moment, but Black River has an all-important 4th down and 6 upcoming that they just called a timeout to discuss. Jared, what could you see in store here on this 4th down?
I think Black River is going to continue with the running game. They've had good blocks here on their first drive. Quarterback for the Pirates, Anthony O'Connor, has only thrown it one time, and it seems like a dual-threat quarterback, so I see a run play here for the Pirates.
And the multiple ball carriers have shown a lot of speed so far, so I think that could be a safe assumption. So now they'll line up, as we have seen them do most of the game here, in shotgun. Now they do draw a Duke offsides, but one of their own was also moving at the time of the snap, and that will move them back 5 yards.
And a costly false start penalty for the Pirates, their 3rd false start.
So now this makes it a very interesting choice here, as the young Anthony O'Connor goes over to presumably his father, Anthony O'Connor, both Anthonys, as it would have it, and maybe they discuss what the plan is here, as this just became a lot more difficult of a decision.
And if I'm Black River and head coach Anthony O'Connor, not the quarterback that is, I would think a play-action pass here for the Pirates would suit them well in trying to convert this 4th and long.
That's right. We've seen those linebackers for Wellington be very aggressive in attempting to stop the run, so it could serve the Pirates well. And before we can even get the snap in place, we have another false start, the 3rd I believe, of this opening drive.
And I think Black River is having some communication issues, either jumping the gun or not getting the count correctly from quarterback Anthony O'Connor.
And now we will see our first walkout punt, as 4th and 16 was just too far of a distance to attempt to go for it here. So last season the rules stood as a 25-yard walkout punt if you did not choose to elect your own punter. So with that, we will be able to give you a more in-depth dive at our group we have out here today. Of course, I'm Max Drummond, also Jared Vinecourt with me on color, and then our production manager on site here, Sam Sovacool, keeping us live and operating and on the camera, Paul Williams. So a big thank you to our whole staff here as we are able to bring you this opening weekend of junior LC8 football. Now we'll see Wellington get their first opportunity on offense.
And just like the high school fields last night, Max, this field here at Firelands, a lot of the grass is dead, the ground is hard, it hasn't rained that much, and honestly, everyone says, oh, Florida, Sunshine State. I think that Ohio has an argument considering how good the weather has been the last few weeks.
Especially here in the month of August. You're absolutely right about that. I'd contend our humidity with theirs as well. Not that anybody down there would want to hear that, but we'll see how it affects these athletes here today. Now Wellington will take to the line of scrimmage. And I believe they may have some miscommunication, might have one extra player on the field. Either way, Wellington will come to the sideline and discuss things. And Black River will do the same. So with that, we'll step aside as well. And when we come back, with 43 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, we'll bring you Wellington's first offensive drive. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. And we want to welcome you back here on the Lorain County Sports Network as the opening quarter has just 43 seconds remaining, and Wellington will get their first chance at it as they come out in the shotgun for their opening play. Bobbling the snap is their quarterback, number 15 for the Dukes, and that's going to be Caden Gardner. And the bobbled snap really just threw off the timing on that play, leading to a big tackle for loss.
Yeah, not able to get a pass off like the Dukes would hope, and both teams struggling with the snap here early.
That's something we'll, I'm sure, see ironed out over the course of this game here. And the clock is ticking down to 15 seconds and counting, so we'll see if they get out of the huddle and run a play before the end of the first, as there's some shuffling around by the offensive players. 2, 1, and the officials will cut short this attempted play, as that will be the end of the quarter. 2nd and 14 at the moment from their own 15-yard line for the Dukes. When we come back, we'll see them continue their first drive of the game in the second quarter of our doubleheader here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into the second quarter of play of this Junior LC8 matchup. As it's not possible, we wouldn't be out here if it weren't for some of our amazing sponsors. I'll throw it to Jared to go through those.
Some of our amazing sponsors: Jamie's Carpet Shop, LC Prosecutor JT Tomlinson, Brian Baker for Commissioner, Chris Kep of Silmans, and Rich Resendez.
That's right, all of our great sponsors. We're out here thanks to them, as well as Zabo Apparel, as they are also your Player of the Game sponsor on Friday nights. And we are having a good time here so far. These offenses still getting into the swing of things here in this opening weekend of Junior LC8 football. Right now we have Black River and Wellington for you, and coming up shortly after the conclusion of this one, Firelands will take on Keystone. We'll now have a pitch out of the single back formation. Number 2 of the Dukes, that's going to be Lincoln Diedrich on the move as he's all the way up to midfield off of the sweep. We do have a flag, but even that withstanding, what a run.
And unfortunately, it's going to come back on the hold by Wellington.
And those sweep plays, they're so tricky because once the athlete's in space, it's almost a guarantee he's going to be able to outrun almost anybody, but just getting past that first line of defense, those reach blocks can be difficult.
And both teams really struggling with their offensive and defensive lines. A lot of holds, a lot of false starts, and got to clean it up here.
It will certainly make a difference on sustaining some of these drives, as we've seen both teams be able to get productive plays, but
just costly penalties that take them away.
That's right. So now we will see them working behind the chains, still, as it is second and around 19 from within their own territory here at the 11. We've seen the Dukes go both shotgun and under center quite often here. So now they'll go I formation, handoff up the middle, trying to bounce it out left will be the 77 of Ryder Galloway, but just not going anywhere.
And we'll see if Wellington tries to air one out here. Haven't thrown a pass yet offensively.
And it did appear they wanted to open the game like that, like you alluded to on that first snap, but just haven't been able to uncork it yet. So now they'll come to the line, 3rd and 18. And even if you don't get this first down, you want to get a little bit more space to make the walkout punt a little bit more effective for the Dukes. And the officials will stop play for a moment.
I believe one of the Black River players' chin strap wasn't fully on.
Won't let that slide at this level for the safety, of course. And now we'll have a double halfback formation in the backfield. Shotgun throw, and that's going to go up top and maybe hit the chest or the arm of a Wellington player. It looked like downfield Benson Seltzer would have been on the receiving end there.
And that was a great throw by Caden Gardner, just not able to pull it in. And it looks like the Dukes will go for it. And actually, they changed their mind. Was wondering why they were still on the field.
It seemed like the players were willing to go for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, the coaches are like, no, we'll take the 25 yards.
So that will give Black River a very good field position to start their second offensive drive. And yeah, like you mentioned, Caden Gardner really showing off the arm strength there and great location on that pass.
Let's see if Black River can take the lead here, get their first score of the game. And we'd love to see Black River a little bit more of the passing game on this drive.
As we did see them have some success there. And anytime you can keep the ball in Anthony O'Connor's hands, their quarterback, number 5, I think it's likely going to result in a good play. As now each team will return to the field of play. And the officials getting everyone on the appropriate side of the ball. And I'm sure Wellington would have taken it if Black River wanted to go the far length of the field. But either way, the Dukes setting up on defense and Black River getting the play into the huddle. 7:32 remaining here in the second quarter as the Junior LC8 at the 5th and 6th grade level operates with 9-minute quarters. We'll see a Duke running off late here. making sure that they have just 11 out there. Now Black River's offense will get going from the 38. And we will have a timeout called by Wellington, as their coaches did not like the look they saw their defense giving the Black River offense. So we will step aside for a moment as well as each team convenes to go over their strategy for the upcoming drive. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. And welcome back here on the Lorain County Sports Network as we continue to bring you coverage of this opening weekend of Junior LC8 football. Black River and Wellington tied up at no points apiece here in the early part of the second quarter. Black River on offense, they'll give it on a sweep this time as that's going around the right edge. Great lead blocks. Almost breaks out of a tackle there as Lincoln Ford did a great job of hitting the edge.
And a good burst of speed on that right side. Great hole that opened up, and now Black River, 2nd and 5, with a chance of moving the chains.
And we've seen Black River be able to move the ball effectively in a lot of their carries on the perimeter as well. So we'll see if they can continue to keep that up. As Wellington, they've got to adjust. I don't know if that means maybe wider alignment from those ends or sending an extra linebacker out to the wide side of the field, but they got to come up with something. Now Black River sets up 2nd and 5 from the 33 of Wellington. O'Connor will bring a Pirate in motion, and they'll go the other way. A nice counter, as that's going to be the 13 of Turner Walter trying to get away, but he won't be able to. Loss of a couple on that one.
And that was a great hit by Jordan Wiseman to bring down the Black River runner.
So now that sets up a 3rd and long here for Black River. And we've seen Wellington be able to do this bend but don't break style of defense. And now it looks like they're trying to communicate they need their 11th player on the field. As they did only have 10, so now the 99 of Zachary Floyd will enter the field of play on that defensive line. So we'll see a 4-2-5 look here from Wellington as they try to counter this spread formation from Black River. O'Connor bringing a man in motion, but penalty flag thrown. And that's going to be another penalty for the Pirates.
And the Pirates just jumping too early. Really has been their kryptonite here in this first half.
So now clock running here in the second quarter as we're almost halfway through it here on the Lorain County Sports Network. And Black River, no stranger to the 3rd and long today, will approach from the 43-yard line. Linemen getting their stances. We'll see the motion. And O'Connor's going to just hang on to it, sweep around the side, but he's going nowhere. Maybe gets just past the line of scrimmage. Great job of pursuit by the Wellington defense. It looked like Jackson Dent being able to get out there and close off any space to the outside, leading to 4th down.
And it looks like Black River is going to take that 25-yard punt.
We've seen a few of those now as each defense has done a good job of stepping up at crucial points of the opposition's drive. And with around 4.5 minutes remaining here, Wellington once again going to have to start deep in their own end.
And we'll see if Wellington will be able to move the chains and get the first score of the ball game.
And I think that's a good point you bring. Just one first down here could kickstart their whole operation on offenses. We haven't been able to see them do that yet.
Could build confidence and momentum for the Dukes.
Certainly could. And now we will see Wellington go towards the line. And Black River will burn a timeout. Maybe too many players in the formation. Some sort of issue the coaches saw. But no issues up here. Even still, we will join them in this timeout. And when you come back, we'll bring you more Junior LC8 football here on the Lorain County Sports Network. And we're back live here from Firelands High School Stadium with the Junior Dukes setting up for their second drive on offense here in the second quarter. 4:31 remaining here in the second quarter. It's going to be a handoff this time for Wellington, as we're going to see once again Carson Gardner try to escape from some tacklers, but he's not going to get very far.
And a simple handoff by the Dukes, but Black River defense able to scarf him up with minimal gain.
And with that, it'll lead to a second and around 8. And it does look like the 33 of Gardner down after that hit, as he did have a couple players around his ankles trying to bring him down and limit the gain, so he'll get off the field with some assistance here. And now entering the game likely in his place, or at another position, Tristan Kent, number 11, will enter the game for Wellington. Remaining the same, though, is quarterback Caden Gardner, as he will rally the troops in the huddle here for this second down and about 8. Pirates defense patiently awaiting here as they set up in their around 4-3, 4-4, as it does appear that their safety is going to be in the box full time until Wellington can show the ability to beat them with the pass. Officials tell us 10 seconds remaining in the play clock. I formation here for Wellington. Snap back, and it's going to be a handoff around left side. That's going to go to Lincoln Diedrich, but he's going to be hawked down immediately by the Pirates defense.
And that was a great stop by the Pirates defense, able to shift through the blocks of the Dukes and able to push them back.
Great hit that time, but it looked like Carter Frost of that defense setting the edge well, as that is the advantage of having extra linebackers out there on the edges for perimeter runs like that. Now we'll see Wellington return to this double halfback shotgun formation. One either side of Gardner and a receiver out on either side, and this time we'll see a new ball carrier. That is going to be Jordan Wiseman, and he powered through the first defender, but could not escape the grasp of Frost once again.
And Aiden Payne able to hold on to those ankles and get the stop for the Pirates, and Wellington will elect the 25-yard punt.
as both defenses have just really taken advantage of some of these mistakes from the offense here in this opening half of play. So now with the officials on the move, this will take the Black River offense starting drive to roughly the 41. Where once again we'll see the Pirates set up in plus territory.
And with short time, the Pirates are going to have to run a quick 2-minute drill with 1:58 left to go to see if they can get a score before the half and break this tie.
And I got to imagine it will fall on Anthony O'Connor to do so and to be a big producer here as you mentioned, that 2-minute drill. Not only that, like you see on our Friday nights, you might see a team going for a field goal or settling for 3. Not here. They got to go for that end zone, which could lead to a lot more trick plays in store or attempts at bigger plays.
And both teams haven't passed it that often. A lot of run plays, trying to get that run down the sideline with a good block from your offensive line. And I think if both teams air it out, they'll have more success.
And now we'll see around the left end. It's going to be an end around. And this is a big play we've been looking for. It's that number 10, that mystery number 10 taking off for Black River into the end zone. And he's going to have a touchdown. There was a flag, but I think some Wellington Duke defenders may have been running onto the field late.
And they waved it off, so no penalty. And I think maybe there was some illegal motion, but they waved it off, and the touchdown stands.
And it will come in as a 41-yard score for number 10 of Black River, making it 6-0 here in the early going. And now we'll get to see if they choose to go for 1 or for 2. From the 3-yard line is a 1-point conversion, and from the 5 is a 2-pointer.
The mystery number 10, the world may never know. Well,
Figures he'd be the first scorer, right?
We'll find out next week, because next week we're going to be at Black River. So we'll find out who the mystery number 10 is.
And it could be a late jersey swap, maybe one forgotten at home. But either way, Black River with the lead here, and they will go for 2 to extend their lead. O'Connor will set up in the shotgun from the 5. Receiver out to the left, 2 to the right. He'll bring 1 in motion, and he'll follow him out left. Tries to cut it up and breaks 1 tackle, but won't get away from the second. As I believe that was Wiseman corralling him and keeping it at a 6-0 ball game.
Yeah, it was a great job by Jordan Wiseman stopping that run, not having the Deuce get the 2-point conversion. And let's see now if the Deuce can respond off the touchdown from Black River.
And we will see that momentarily here as each team will try to rally their troops here with 1:40 till halftime, and then they can get much needed water, Gatorade breaks, and get some rehydration going on for what's been a very hot day out here. So now Wellington adjusting where they will huddle up at. Black River, meanwhile, very comfortable over there on that defensive side, ready to defend this lead that they have now built. So the Dukes come to the line. A little bit of last-minute communication here with a trips formation up on the right side, and the snap is back. And that's just going to be a run instead here around the right side. QB able to maybe get 1 or 2.
And I think Caden Gardner was looking for Emerson Dumke there, but wasn't able to throw. It looked like he was double covered.
And that's something we've seen a lot of. This Black River secondary is held up back there and really not giving him a lot of open windows to throw into.
A lot of double coverage, triple coverage.
So we'll see now with 1 minute to go in the half here with Black River holding the 6-0 lead. If Gardner is able to guide a scoring drive here, he'll get the snap, dropping back, has all day to throw, looking around, making some men miss, but he's not going to get away from Black River as they will get him for a sack.
And Carson Gardner, the guard on that right side, not able to withstand the blocks for his quarterback, Hayden Gardner, and that's a big sack for the Pirates.
Loss of around 10, and that'll make it, it's been a trend today, another third down and long. Now this time with only 20 seconds remaining, so we'll see what the teams come up with. And we do have a timeout here being called by Wellington's offense, so it does appear they want to try to make something out of this. We'll take a timeout with them here before halftime. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. Welcome back in here on YouTube. Appreciate you watching and listening, however you may be taking in this first junior LCA game of the 2024 season. Currently 6-0 Black River as Wellington will try to respond here with just 16 seconds remaining in the half. That pass going to go out wide to the left. It is caught and making a couple men miss. And that's another broken tackle going down the sideline now for the Dukes. Lincoln Diedrich as he will be pushed out of bounds with 8 seconds remaining. What a play on 3rd and long, Jared.
And that was a great route by Lincoln Diedrich, going to his left, coming back in for his quarterback, Hayden Gardner, to make the catch and the reception. And a burst of speed down the sideline and a big gain for the Dukes.
So it turns out he was not out of bounds, and the clock will run now as the Wellington Dukes, they're going to have to hurry. They did huddle. The coaches on the Duke sideline can't believe it. They've got what they do get the snap off. No, the officials will blow it dead, and that'll be the end of the first half. So an electric end to the second quarter here from Firelands High School Stadium, and Black River's defense will survive and hold up to end the first half. Wow, what a way to end it there.
We'll wait for some fireworks for the first half and the first game of the LC8 season.
So we'll see how each team adjusts and responds to that ending. We'll have a 10-minute break here for your halftime. But we'll step aside. We'll come back, give you an update, a little recap of what's been happening so far, and then shortly after that, we'll get back into this game to start the third quarter. Once again, Black River up 6-0 over Wellington here on the Lorain County Sports Network. And welcome back once again. Thank you for joining us this afternoon here on the Lorain County Sports Network for a junior LC8 football opener between Black River and Wellington here from Firelands High School Stadium. And we've had an enjoyable first half there as each team is shaking off the rust a bit, and right now Black River finds themselves in front 6-0 here over Wellington, and I'm going to pass it over to Jared to give you a recap of how we got that score.
Black River got that score with a beautiful 41-yard run by the mystery number 10 with a minute 58 left to go in the half, able to score late, break the tie against the Dukes, and both teams really struggling to get something going offensively. Penalties have cost both teams tremendously, and we'll see if they can clean that up here in the second half.
It certainly will be important for sustaining these drives as each team, the Dukes and the Pirates, have been able to hit some big plays here and there, but not been able to string it together for a complete full field drive. So that's how we got to 6-0, and we're fully expecting a great second half as Wellington found a little bit of offense there at the end, and Black River obviously has had success in their own right. So we'll step aside one more time, and when we come back, we'll start the third quarter of this Junior LC8 opener between Black River and Wellington. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. And we are back for the start of the second half here from Firelands High School between Black River as well as Wellington for this junior LC8 football opening weekend. And right now we do have a 6-0 lead in favor of the Pirates. And now we do have an update on our mystery number 10, as that is Mason Mangan, wearing number 10, who got the 41-yard touchdown run on the end around for Black River, which is the sole difference here on this Saturday afternoon. Once again, we're going to get going here with 9-minute quarters. Just want to run through some of the businesses here in the county that made this possible. Jamie's Carpet Shop. Also, Lorain County Prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson, Semper Plumbing, Brian Baker for Commissioner, Chris Kep of Slybins, Zabo Apparel, and Rich Resendez for Sheriff. all making it happen this afternoon for us. Now we'll start this second half with an end around over to the left, cutting back all the way across the field now. Carson Gardner for Wellington, as he's going to double the amount of yards he actually picks up. Finally caught at just past midfield. What an explosive play to get this third quarter going.
And Wellington ended the first half with an explosive run, and they start this second half with an explosive run. And they really think they found something here in their offense, trying to tie this game back up.
That's right. And Gardner, we did not see Carson Gardner do much on offense in the first half. He did have the one carry, but had to exit the game after that with an injury. But he's back in, showing he is just fine on that cutback. Wow. So now this gives the Wellington, not only the team, but this sideline some life as they get the ball set up here on the right hash at Black River's 49-yard line. And we'll see a double halfback formation set up in the shotgun on either side of Caden Gardner. Snap comes back, and it'll be a simple handoff cut out to the left by Jordan Wiseman. He gets the edge and brought down there at around the 44.
I believe that's going to come back on a false start or by the Dukes.
So it turns what was a very positive play, and that's what they need to string together a couple back-to-back, but not on that one. Another penalty plagues this offense.
They need to build momentum here and gain confidence, and they can't do that with all these penalties. They have to minimize the penalties and minimize the yardage damage.
They certainly do, and that will likely be the difference with getting this comeback initiated. And now we'll see Wellington come back to the line. First down once again here from their own 46. Black River, just one player beyond 7 yards. Everybody else is up either on the box or almost pressing a receiver. Snap is back. There's some pressure off the edge, but the pass is away. Gardner gets it over to Wiseman, makes a couple men miss, bowls over another, and a great play through the air.
And that was a great pass by Caden Gardner to get some yardage, get a completion, make it second and manageable for the Dukes. And like I said at the start of this half, Max, really got to air it out in the passing game, and the Dukes are doing just that.
And it's working right now for them. And now we'll see the play being run in by Benson Seltzer as he delivers what they plan to do. And now they'll come to the line. This Caden Gardner checks the wristband here and gets it up 2nd and 8. Now back into plus territory. That's a tall snap. He's able to corral it, gives it off to his halfback, who then drops it, gets it back, and he will lose yardage either way.
And that was Lincoln Dietrich on that run. And really nothing you can do with your Caden Gardner with that high snap. That's the second high snap in the row by the Dukes. And they really have to get that under control.
And it's a great job by getting into the backfield that time by, I believe, Tristan Evans, as he did not hesitate. Sometimes you see a defender go for the ball, but right there he went for Dietrich. And now gives a 3rd and long here for the Dukes. So now we'll see if they can convert here with just at 6 minutes remaining on our running clock here in the third quarter. And now we do have a penalty flag. And I believe they may have had too many players on the offense at once before breaking the huddle.
Either that or my only other thinking is a delay of game.
That could be, as we have seen them cut it close a few times. Now the clock will run, and they'll lose 5 there, making it a 3rd, and we'll say around 18 or so. Snap back, handoff, and it's going to be cut up the middle. And once again, we're going to see Carson Gardner making plays happen. He gets all of the penalty yardage back and a first down here for the Dukes.
And that's a great job by the Dukes in number 33, Carson Gardner. Final hold down that right side, but it looks like it's going to come back.
My goodness, they can't get out of their own way right now, as that will make what was already a 3rd and long, a 3rd and a mile here in this early portion of the third quarter.
And I believe that was another holding penalty on the Dukes. I believe the victim there was Emerson Dumke.
So now they'll attempt to shake it off here and continue their drive. As the coaches now, you can see them talking to each other for a moment there, just trying to figure out what do we call here? What more can we come up with that hasn't already worked?
I mean, you've had a string of very good runs at the end of the first half and the start of the second half, so why not continue with it?
So now we'll see. Wellington was moving around. The snap was rolled back, and not much there that Caden Gardner is able to do as he gets the ball back, but he's going to be dropped almost right away.
And what looked like a promising drive for the Dukes ends in a 4th and long situation. They're going to elect the 25-yard punt.
So what started as a very effective drive here in this third quarter for Wellington now ends in them giving it back to Black River, who holds the 6-0 advantage. So now we'll get to see O'Connor and crew back out there. So they'll begin this drive at their own 42-yard line. And Black River, they've been gifted a lot of pretty solid field position this afternoon. So now Wellington's defense makes the proper adjustments and substitutions. And as for Black River, they will huddle up here to determine how they want to start this drive with 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. You can see the Wellington defenders counting themselves to make sure they have all 11. No more, no less. And they'll now get some orders from their coaches here on where to align, where to set up, as Black River, with the spread formation and a lot of motioning, has led to some confusion for Wellington this afternoon. Once again, shotgun. Slot receiver is going to come across the formation. Low snap, picks it up, hands it off. And that's going to be to the 13 of Turner Walter, who scampers around for a pickup of around 3.
And that was a good job by Turner Walter just to get a positive yardage in that play with that low snap.
And yes, we certainly had to see the quarterbacks and running backs turn into very effective playmakers in their reactions here on some of these plays that have opened with a mistake. So now 2nd and 7 here for the Pirates as they come to the line, looking to establish more perimeters threats on the perimeter, as they've been very successful with that. Now they're getting aligned. Motion man coming across now, and he'll take it from O'Connor, cuts up around the block, and he's going to be dragged down from behind, tried to spin out of it, but gets no further. Looked like the 23 of Lincoln Ford he's looking for a horse collar, but I don't think he's going to get it.
And it was questionable. I don't think he had his hand fully inside the pad, but either way, a great run for Lincoln Ford. Positive yardage now sets up a 3rd and short for the Pirates.
In situations like this, we've seen Black River be very creative and not too predictable, so they've got the whole playbook at their disposal right now. As we're just over 2.5 minutes remaining here on a running clock in this third quarter. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, Black River still holding that 6-0 advantage they got near the end of the second quarter. O'Connor sets up. He'll bring an outside receiver in motion this time. It's Mason Mangan, and he's going to take it around the edge, cuts upfield, and is spun down, but after a first down.
And Mason Mangan highlighting this Black River Pirates rushing offense. burst of speed on that left side, getting the first down for the Pirates and moving the change.
As I believe that was Gardner for Wellington, able to bring down Mangan, but not after a nice 5-6 yard pickup. And so now we'll see the clock continue to move here as we get into the later stages of this third quarter. And Black River setting up shop at the 46 with a new set of downs.
With your Black River, you really want to score here before the end of this quarter. You want to try to increase your lead by a 2-possession game.
And it certainly would apply a lot of pressure to that already struggling Dukes offense. So now we'll see them here in their typical shotgun formation. They're very comfortable here operating that way. And O'Connor very comfortable with the sweep, and he'll do it again. Going around the left side, shimmies his way through some defenders, and now he's met by Gardner and the rest of the Dukes who stop him after a nice pickup, though.
Black River doing a great job of breaking tackles on this drive, getting those extra yardages, refusing to go down, and showed there with a second and manageable here coming up for the Pirates.
Absolutely is manageable, and they've done a good job on this drive, staying ahead of the chains, and like we talked about, they've avoided some of the mistakes that plagued each team in the first half. Now under a minute to go here in the third, as we're going to see Black River break the huddle in a moment, seeming to be in no hurry right now, as they've held.
Black River will get one final play before the end of this half.
That's right, as we will see the offensive line adjusting their splits, getting aligned properly. And now this will be a handoff to Walter around the right edge, and he'll be dropped there after maybe a yard.
That was a great tackle and stop made there by Tristan Kent, forcing the third down and short for the Pirates. And it looks like that's going to end this third quarter.
So that flew by a lot faster than the first couple quarters did, as each team cleaned it up a bit, and it still remains a 6-0 ball game in favor of Black River. When we come back, we will bring you the fourth and final quarter of the first of our doubleheader here on the Lorain County Sports Network. And we welcome you back in here in the fourth quarter of Black River versus Wellington in this junior LC8 opener. Here, 5th and 6th grade tackle football, as we're bringing you our second season of coverage. And Black River, on a very crucial 3rd and short here, is going to have the play blown dead.
And I believe that was Black River's number 72, Bentley Perry, that had the false start there for the Pirates.
as he almost timed up the snap himself. Very eager. I'm not sure if he was going down for either to go get a linebacker or establish a front on the defensive line, but either way, it leads to a now 3rd and around 8 to go here in the early portion of the 4th quarter. So Black River now coming to the line, holding that 6-0 lead that was made possible by Mason Mangan on a 41-yard touchdown run near the end of the 2nd quarter, giving their offense a boost. And now we'll see O'Connor, as he's done a lot this afternoon, take a sweep around the right side, and he'll be spun down pretty quickly.
And we'll see with decent field position here at Black River elects to go for it or take the 25-yard punt.
And that punt, it could deal some bad field position once again for Wellington. And before we get into that decision, we'll step aside for an injury timeout. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. We now return here in the early portions of the 4th quarter on the Lorain County Sports Network, as Black River would have had a 4th and long to deal with, but instead choose to punt it away with a walkout 25-yard punt. So now Black River will be on defense with Wellington trying to go the length of the field to tie up this ball game.
Wellington's got a long way to go, starting at their own 19-yard line. See if they can make something happen and tie this game back up.
We did see some very successful plays, just not in succession, so we'll see if they can change that here as we'll get a sweep out to the right, as that's going to be around the edge. Lincoln Diedrich, once again, he has been a bright spot for this Wellington offense, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds near midfield, and at least a 20-yard pickup, if not more.
And the Wellington coaches want a horse collar tackle flag thrown, but they're not going to get it. But either way, what a great run by Lincoln Diedrich. And Wellington has done a really good job today with the jet sweep. It's really got a lot of big gains on that play. And I would go it again here if you're the Dukes. They ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. The Black River defense has been stout in the middle, but once they've been able to escape that mess, so to speak, where the logjam has been, they've been able to have success in the open field. As we now see on the far side of the field, you won't see it on camera, but Keystone has arrived, and they're going to be getting ready for weigh-ins for the second matchup here in our doubleheader, where they will play host Firelands. Back to this first game here, as we're going to see a handoff up the middle go the way of Carson Gardner, and he will be stopped after around a pickup of 2. And, you know, because of the Wellington defense getting that stop and standing tall a couple times, their offense now doesn't have to operate with any urgency. They can stay in their normal style, normal playbook here, only down 6, under 8 minutes to go.
The clock is in your favor, and you want to take as much time on this drive as you can.
So with that in mind, they will come to the line of scrimmage. Now go under center. We haven't seen them do this in a little while. I formation. Diedrich at the tailback spot. We're going to see Gardner get the snap and hand it to Diedrich. Goes around the right side, puts on a stiff arm before being tackled out of bounds.
And 2 powerful runs for Lincoln Diedrich on this drive for Wellington. And now a third and manageable. Let's see if the Dukes can convert here and move the chains.
And it's interesting seeing him do it out of shotgun and when he's about a couple yards further back in that I formation. We'll see a quick substitution for Wellington as Ryder Galloway exits the game and taking his place. And that's just not being on the same page as Gardner took the snap before his new man entering the lineup was even set.
And that's just a costly mistake. If you're Wellington, gotta wait for your men to get set. Can't rush it. It does stop the clock for Wellington, so if they can convert here on third down, time is in their favor. Because you know if you don't convert here and you punt away, there's a good chance you might not get the ball back with short time.
It's a very good point, as Black River has had some success moving the ball and taking up a lot of time doing it. So that could be dangerous if they give the ball back here. They'll now come to the line, 3rd and 8, possibly the biggest play of the game so far for Wellington. Snap is back out of the shotgun. That's going to be a handoff. Carson Gardner tries to take it around the left side, breaks away from the first defender, but he gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage. So great job by that Pirates defense adjusting here in this own drive as they were able to shut down a couple outside run attempts there to force 4th down.
And that was a good job by Merle Clean Jr. to stop that run and force the 4th down here for the Dukes. And with short time, you got to go for it.
And that is exactly what they'll do, trying to get some last-second communication in place. Snap will be back, 4th and 10 here. We'll see Gardner load up, throw across the middle, and while on his knees, did he catch that? He did! What a grab by Jackson Dent.
Great concentration.
Excuse me, Benson Seltzer.
Great concentration by Benson Seltzer, able to hold in that low throw, able to complete the process of the catch and get the 1st down for the Dukes. And I've been saying it all game, Max. I think both teams should air it out more, and the Dukes just showed it right there that they aired it out and were able to convert. And if I'm the Dukes, I continue to do that.
Yeah, and they right there, great job getting over the head of the linebacker. And I believe in EA College Football 25, that's what they call possession catch, as he did a great job avoiding any contact after hauling it in. Great job by Seltzer there after a great throw from Gardner. We'll see a handoff around the left side, this time going to Carson Gardner as he cuts it upfield and is tackled after a 1st down run.
And the refs call a hold, and unfortunately that's going to be called back.
Much to the dismay of these Dukes fans who are in full force this afternoon. Great crowd out here for both Black River and Wellington.
Dukes fans didn't like that call, obviously so.
And it looks like that's going to be a spot penalty as well, as the hold appeared to be in the backfield, and that'll get them back on their own half of the 50. So now we'll see how this Wellington offense can adjust. And after that run, what's even more unfortunate, it doesn't count for you. And Carson Gardner still built up some fatigue and took a hit over there, so he will exit the game now after being one of their key contributors here on offense.
And Wellington's got a long way to go with not a lot of clock left.
That's right. We are at just over 4.5 minutes to go. And we see the official tap his head. I believe that is a procedural penalty of some kind. So now we'll see it move back 5 more yards.
Wellington not able to get on the same page. Miscommunication. Had 12 men on the field there. And it's an extra 5 yards.
So this will test their might even further as it becomes a 1st and almost 25. Low snap back, picked up, corralled, and it's going to be handed off to Lincoln Diedrich. Tries to get away from one. He gets away from another. He's got a 3rd to escape from. Stays on his feet somehow with another cut. And he's going to stiff arm his way out of bounds and gets all of that effort to 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. But we do have a penalty.
And it looks like it might have been a late hit out of bounds. Let's see what the officials call here.
So it will be a late hit like you alluded to there, Jared. And, I mean, not only did he save the play by getting past the original line of scrimmage, but also his extra efforts lead to a 1st down here.
And that's an automatic first down, as it was first and 25.
Whew.
So they were able to get the automatic first down, and that's best case scenario for the Dukes.
So it does appear, I guess, because of the dead ball nature of the penalty, they won't give them the first, but they will give them the 15 yards, I suppose. So now that threw both of us through a loop up here. I am shocked by that. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 here from the 39. And before we can get the snap off, the officials will get a timeout signal from Wellington. We'll take one with them with 4 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Wellington driving to try to come back from this 6-0 deficit to Black River. You're listening to it right here on the Lorain County Sports Network. It's been an exciting 4th quarter here from Firelands High School in the first of our doubleheader of Junior LC8 football on this opening weekend for football in Lorain County. Black River currently leading 6-0 as Wellington is driving. We'll see a pass loaded up here down the field, and my goodness, Caden Gardner is fitting these passes into some tight windows.
And that was a great catch by Gabriel Reese, able to dive for that ball and complete the process of the catch. And 2 great passes for the Dukes on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Gardner just able to get in the zone right here when it matters the most, as we're now under 4 minutes on a running clock here as Wellington show off a little bit of urgency getting to the line quickly. Snap rolled back, picked up. Gardner's just going to abort and run right away as he makes a couple men miss. Rolls ahead, but late flag once again. As these officials are calling a very tight game here. They will not have any extracurricular activity of any kind, and once again, it will be a unsportsmanlike on Black River.
Another late hit, and that's 2 costly penalties for Black River.
And in both instances, it was when they had a play on this drive likely corralled and finished off with a minimal gain, but now we'll see Wellington hit the red zone for the first time here in this game. So now, starting from close to the 12-yard line, Wellington will come to the line. Just over 3 minutes to go here in this final quarter of play. Shotgun formation, awaiting the snap. Gardner gets it, and he's just dancing around, trying to find an opening. Stiff arms one defender, and then he's stacked up. They may have ripped the ball out. Can't tell if he was down. Either way, Wellington will keep possession.
Yeah, they ruled him down there. Knee was down as he lost control of the ball. And Gardner there was looking to his left, had 3 receivers on that left side, all of them man coverage. So not able to make a throw there. Able to get some yardage for the Dukes to make it 2nd and manageable.
Certainly was, and we have a couple Black River defenders laying on the ground. I'm not sure they're seeking a timeout, but they'll get one either way. It will take one with them here with just 2:43 remaining in this 4th quarter. When we come back, we'll see what Wellington has in store for 2nd down and 6. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. It's a very entertaining fourth quarter here on the Lorain County Sports Network, a Saturday edition with Junior LC8 football on display. 2:43 remaining here in this final quarter. Wellington looking to tie the ball game up as they trail to Black River by 6. Shotgun snap is back. Once again, Lincoln Diedrich will get it around the edge. Tries to cut up field and will be brought down after a short pickup.
Nothing Lincoln Diedrich could do there. Try to cut inside, but there are a bunch of Black River defenders right in front of him. So third and manageable here to go for the Dukes to see if they can convert or try to tie it with the score.
That's right. As you allude to, at this point, they won't be punting, so it's go for the end zone or go home, basically, as we're now at the 2-minute mark. We'll see Wellington in the shotgun. They're one of their favorite formations this afternoon. You never know who's going to get it between Diedrich and the two Gardners. This time it will be Carson Gardner. Takes it around the right side, powering his way through, extends, and they will give him the touchdown as he ties this ball game up with 1:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
Great run on that right side by Carson Gardner, driving through the Black River defenders and able to get the score and tie this game up.
Boy, oh boy, now the all-important point after try, and we did see earlier in the game Black River go for 2 from the 5. It does look like Wellington will just try to get their 1 to break, and darting through the line very quickly. I think it was Turner over there for Turner Walter, for Black River, as he tried to get a jump on it, but the officials said he came across too early, so now they'll move it half the distance to the goal. Now
great for the Dukes. Move up just a little bit to get that extra advantage with that penalty. Let's see if they can counter with that.
And with some very effective runners in the backfield, I think being this close to the goal line, all they got to do is tell them, hey, go find it. And you've got the likes of not only the quarterback, Caden Gardner, but also Carson Gardner back there in Lincoln Diedrich. Snap is back, and it will be the QB. He tries to go around the right edge. He's stood up and dropped. So the Black River defense stands tall here on this point after attempt, leaving us at a tie 6-6 ball game with just 1:46 remaining. We'll step aside for likely one final time here in the first of our doubleheader and bring you Black River's offensive drive to try to respond when we come back. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network. And we're back here with 1:46 remaining on the Lorain County Sports Network in our first junior LC8 football matchup of the season, as Wellington was just able to tie the game up at 6 with Black River, who will now have their offense on the field for what could be their final offensive drive of the afternoon. The officials stopping the play here as maybe equipment or some sort of motioning issue?
I believe it's equipment because they have 11 players on the field. I think it was something to do with his chin strap or maybe the helmet being too loose. Whoever gets subbed off the field.
So now entering the game in his place will be Caden Walsh, number 3, as he'll line up at the bottom of your screen here. Checking that wristband and now getting to the line. Anthony O'Connor brings his other receiver in motion as he will fake it to him, drop back the pass, and he's looking deep. He's got number 11 of Aiden Payne, and that one won't get anywhere near him.
And he had a shot. It was just tipped at the line of scrimmage by the Duke's defensive line, and nothing that Black River and Anthony O'Connor could really do.
So great job there by this Wellington defense, who we have seen play outstanding here in this second half after giving up the long touchdown run late in the second quarter, as both teams have been tested by this heat this afternoon, with that sunlight just not giving up in almost no clouds to speak of. So now Black River from their 35 will approach for second down and 10. Now in the shotgun, O'Connor checking the wristband as he will take off left. Snap may have come a hair early, or late, I should say, and O'Connor does get out of bounds. But we do have a penalty.
A lot of false start penalties by both teams today, just jumping the gun and not getting the count correctly. That's going to cost Black River late here in the game.
And so even after the penalty, we'll see the clock stop here due to a timeout, as each side will meet with their coaches for an all-important second down and 15. We have just 58 seconds remaining, as you see on your screen here from Firelands High School Stadium, which reminds me to remind you to stay tuned, as once this video ends, we will go live shortly after to begin Firelands versus Keystone here in the second match of our doubleheader. And bringing you both of these today are some local Lorain County businesses who want to give these kids a chance to be seen and begin their Friday Night Lights careers here on the Lorain County Sports Network. Those sponsors include Jamie's Carpet Shop, shopping made simple, Lorain County Prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson, Stay safe, Lorain County. Also, Semper Fi Plumbing. Uncommon service is a common virtue with Semper Fi Plumbing. Also, Brian Baker for Commissioner on November 5th. Chris Kepp of Slimans over in Amherst. Zabo Apparel. Be game ready all year long with them. And Rich Resendez for Sheriff on November 5th. Now we'll see the snap go back to O'Connor here as they resume play on 2nd and 15. Goes around the right side, but he's going to be dragged down by the 11 of Wellington.
It looks like Black River is going to concede the clock. They do take a timeout. Or no, excuse me, Wellington takes a timeout.
So with the confidence that their offense has instilled in them, they do appear like they want to have one more crack at it before the end of this game. And we will see if that will be the case here when we come back. We'll take a quick break and then bring you this all-important third down here on the Lorain County Sports Network. It's a make-or-break third down and long here in the fourth quarter in our first game of our junior LC8 doubleheader, as Black River, tied up at 6 with Wellington, attempts to convert here after a Wellington timeout. They will do an end around, and it'll be a reverse, being forced to cut back up the field for Black River, weaving around his own blockers, as that, I believe, is Mason Mangan, dragged down after almost getting the first down, but another penalty on the field. So it does appear that we will have a injury timeout and a penalty there on Black River. So because of that, we'll have to wait and see what they choose to do on another third and long. In the meantime, we will step aside, and when we come back, we will bring you Black River attempting a third and long. And we are back here from Firelands High School and their football stadium as 26 seconds and counting to go here in this fourth quarter as Black River gives an end around delayed delivery, but we'll see the cut up field after taking it around the edge. Mason Mangan on the receiving end of a lot of those today, and the Black River offense as well as Wellington offense on the receiving end of some penalties, and we'll have another one. Oh, check that. I believe that may be called on Wellington.
Yeah, holding on the defense.
So that makes this third down very interesting here.
And I believe that was on number 51, Michael Chavez.
One of the bigger defenders out there for Wellington, is now he'll be subbed out in favor of number 13 for the Dukes. So now they'll replay the down and do so from 3rd and 8. As both teams used a lot of timeouts today. But Black River, realizing the play clock trickling down to almost 0, called the timeout. So they will preserve a few seconds there on the penalty, as this 3rd and 8 here, we've seen them have some success with passing, and I understand they have great athletes with running, but it's got to almost be a Hail Mary here, right, Jared?
Yeah, a lot of runs today by both teams. Unfortunately, some of those haven't been able to count because they've been called back due to penalties. So we'll see how many seconds Black River gets left for this final play of the game.
As we have seen Anthony O'Connor be able to unload a pass or two, and with that comes the likelihood of him doing so once again, and we'll see if they incorporate a rollout or if they just keep him in the pocket here on this likely final play. So now they're in the shotgun here. I believe it may be an untimed down, so this play will be the last one. And now we'll see a Black River Pirate taken out, and like you talked about, I think I do see the official pointing to the face mask or chin strap, like you said, Jared. So not only are they shaking off the rust of their play, but also making sure the equipment is in the right manner.
Yeah, making sure the equipment's A-OK.
So now we'll reset here from the 37-yard line of Black River, motioning man for the Pirates, as we'll see that double reverse once again, as it does look like Cody Cassidy on the run here around the edge. He makes one cut, and he's going to be stood up and brought down just past midfield, along with some penalties on that play, but they may not play a factor.
A hold on the Black River offense.
And the declining there will likely lead to the end of the game. And that will do it here for the first game of our doubleheader, as Black River and Wellington will end in a 6-6 tie here from Firelands High School. And speaking of Firelands, they are up next here on our junior LC8 football coverage, where they will take on Keystone in a few minutes. Now, this video live stream you're watching will end, but don't worry, be on the lookout. We will begin another video that will give you the option to view that game. Before we go, we'll just run through the recap there, as Black River got on the board near the end of the second quarter with a 41-yard touchdown run by Mason Mangan, and then for Wellington, they tied it late in the fourth quarter thanks to a roughly 5-yard run from Carson Gardner, resulting in the tie for these two teams. And big thank you to Sam Sovacool on the production, partner Jared Viancourt bringing you color commentary, as well as our camera operator Paul Williams, all making this possible. You've been listening to our first broadcast of Junior LC8 football this season. We will be back shortly with another live stream here when we bring you Firelands and Keystone on the Lorain County Sports Network.